Shannon Sharpe. Life has been beating the crap out of Shannon Sharpe lately. I did a video yesterday. I think the first person to notice it, I'm pretty sure that it's a lot of people that's copycatting at this point. But I did a video yesterday of Shannon Sharpe, and I pointed out some things. But before I point out some things, I want to go over into this video. And so Stephen A has recently done an updated video. He did an initial video of what he thought was going on with Shannon Sharpe. And now he's doing a video talking about Shannon Sharpe stepping away from ESPN. So I want to play a little bit of that. I haven't watched it. I want to just scan through that and see what he got to say. And then I'm going to point out a couple of things that you guys need to see. Let's get into it.
Let's get to the latest news, and it's involving Mr. Shannon Sharpe, who announced yesterday that he would be stepping away from ESPN and ESPN's First Take, my daytime job, at least until the NFL preseason sometime later on this summer. As you may recall, a lawsuit was filed against Shannon on Sunday by a woman using the name Jane Doe, or using a Jane Doe pseudonym.
Didn't Shannon Sharpe point out who this woman was? In his initial statement, he actually said her name.
A civil complaint filed in Nevada alleged that Shannon Sharpe committed assault, sexual assault, battery, and sexual battery. Shannon and his attorneys responded with evidence of the relationship being, quote unquote, consensual. And Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, responded by releasing audio of an alleged conversation between his client and Shannon. For those that don't know, Tony Busby is the same attorney that filed the lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy, alleged.
Is that legal? Is that legal? Is it legal for, because I was under the impression that you cannot release a recorded conversation and or pictures and video of somebody without their consent. He did, Messi. He did. He gave her government and her ORF name. Is that legal for somebody to release that type of information to the public? If you bust it down for a real one and y'all share some private information or whatever, so on and so forth, I didn't know that you can actually release that type of information unless somebody gave their consent to do it. Depends on the state that you in. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy.
They both sexually assaulted a minor, which has since been withdrawn. Jay-Z has now countersued Busby. Needless to say, the headlines this week took on a life of their own, and as a result, Shannon announced he was stepping away from ESPN. Here's a portion of Shannon's statement that he posted on social media. Quote, "I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, and colleagues," end quote. It's been a difficult week from a sports media perspective, certainly as it pertains to.
It's been one of the biggest weeks for sports
First Take.
media.
Shannon Sharpe became a friend. When I recruited him to come on board on ESPN's First Take, he came on board and he did a sensational job. No matter the amount of success that we enjoyed for the 12 years prior to his arrival, he helped take it to another level last year. And we were doing our thing this year as well. And so when the news came down that he and ESPN had mutually agreed that he would need to come off the airwaves of ESPN, it was a blow to the show, a blow to me personally, because I'm going to miss him. But it was not a surprise. When I was on the air just a few days ago, a lot of people were looking for me to say something. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to speak to one's innocence or one's guilt about something I have absolutely positively no knowledge of whatsoever. Do I believe that Shannon Sharpe is guilty of what he has been accused of? Absolutely not. That is my personal opinion. The brother that I've come to know, I don't believe would assault or rape anybody. And I'm going to state that emphatically.
So essentially, Stephen A. Smith came in and he gave his opinion about Shannon Sharpe stepping down. He stated the obvious, a lot of what we already know. And, I've been reporting on it every day. So I've been giving you guys an update on how things have been playing out when it comes to Shannon Sharpe and this whole thing. But as I pointed out yesterday, I was looking at a lot of the live streams, and I think that a lot of people are curious. Some people were like, man, look at all of the people that was jumped in for the live stream, for Shannon's initial live stream once he got accused of the accusations and he came back, right? And it was a lot of people. It was like 35,000 people in there. And I suspect that it was a lot of people that was in there that was also trying to figure out whether or not he was going to say something, make a statement, talk about it, anything outside of what he released on X, formerly known as Twitter, as well as Instagram and other platforms, right? But
Hello, it's your
I was
favorite.
pointing some things out. As you can see, he does the usual, hey, make sure you subscribed or Ocho is going to cry and all of that. And if you start to look at this live stream, or you start to look at this video in which they had Gary Payton on and stuff like that, right? And you go through and you look at it and you pay attention to him and Chad Ochocinco and stuff like that. And the other day he had Antoine Walker on there and all of that. And of course, if you're only looking at it from a sports perspective, then cool, it looks awesome. But I was looking at it a little bit differently. As I scrubbed through and I was looking at everything that was happening with the platform, and you look at Chad Ochocinco and you look at Shannon Sharpe and all of that, you can see that there are some things that need to be pointed out. Number one, Shannon Sharpe no longer has the sponsor by Boost Mobile under his nightcap thing. As you can also see, Chad Ochocinco, he turned his light off on nightcap and he covered the Boost Mobile logo up with a jersey. And if you look in the upper right-hand corner where Shannon Sharpe usually have DraftKings upper in the right-hand corner, that is no longer there. It's a little silhouette that goes in the upper right-hand corner. And so I have been paying attention to this. I was looking at nightcap and some clips while I was in a grocery store in Kroger's. And I was looking at it and I said, man, it's a lot different. It's a lot of things happening here. And so once I pointed it out, then you started to see people start to talk about it right after that and all of that other type of stuff, right? But my point is that no sponsors, no none of that. Just back to the grind, back to the hustle, back to the mud, right? Getting it out the mud, getting it on your own. Still got to do the show, still got to hustle. And I also noticed on a couple of shows that he seemed to be down. He seemed to be down. His disposition and his demeanor, because y'all got to realize that these people are still human. So regardless of whether we think that they're guilty or they're innocent, because it hasn't been proven in a court of law. And you got to remember that this is only a civil suit. This is not a criminal complaint, which is bothersome to me also, because I think our justice system really needs to be revamped to where how can a person make an accusation against you to take money from you, but they don't actually have a criminal complaint? Why would you file a civil complaint? And why are you first contacting an attorney to get a lawsuit popping before you actually get the criminal complaint? Like if you were somebody that were abused or you were somebody that was hurt, you would think that somebody, because this is not like it's the statute of limitations. You don't got to go back 30 years, right? You have phone conversations. You got all of this evidence and stuff. Why aren't people filing criminal complaints because they would like to really see justice, but instead they're more focused on getting rich? Robert Dalton says he doesn't feel bad for the rich and powerful at all. Is it because they have money? So you think that a person that rightfully earned the amount of money that they earned deserved to have it taken away, and that our law shouldn't be revamped? Well, the reason why this is such an important thing, and I'm standing on business, is not because it's hypocritical, because we see women regularly, and they are championed for talking to younger men. They are championed by other women. The same women that sit here and say, I can't believe it, he should have listened to Monique, he should have talked to a woman that was his age, are the same ones that are championing Tracy Ellis Ross, the same ones that are pushing forward with Drea, the same ones that are pushing forward with Aisha Howard, the same ones that are talking about and championing women that get with younger men. I seen an interview with the lady that was on Baby Boy. The mother that was on Baby Boy. She did an interview with Vlad, and she was talking about getting tag teamed by two men on her birthday that was much younger than her, and that was Stallions. And nobody blinked an eye. They said, live your best life, girl. Live your best life, girl. Nobody blinked an eye. So, what that tells me is that the gender war is roaring strong, and people are cheering on the downfall of somebody, the very ones that was celebrating him during the Cat Williams interview and was saying that how great the Damon Wayans interview was, are the same people that are now calling for his downfall. I am not going to call for his downfall. I do not agree, and I have been on record for a long time saying that I don't think that guys that are of a certain age should talk to women that are of a certain age. And everybody was against me, and all of these people was saying that no, but they legal. Well, what is the age of consent and all of this stuff? So, okay, since we established that, I said, all right, well, we're going to play by you guys' rules, and we're going to talk about the age of consent. The women agreed that they want to talk to younger men. The men agreed that they want to talk to younger women. Everybody want to be sugar daddies. Everybody want to be sugar mamas. You a simp. You a trick. You getting caught up in these streets. Cool, I don't agree with it, but we going to play by your rules. Now, I'm wrong, and I'm off because I'm saying that the same rules that you guys agreed that we'd all play by, you're saying they're no longer acceptable and he deserves to be fleeced because she was 30 years his junior. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't agree with a lot of things Shannon Sharpe do. I don't agree with Shannon Sharpe throwing Candace Owens under the bus in front of the crazy lady. I don't agree at all. I don't agree with Shannon Sharpe's take on a lot of things, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to advocate for him to be civilly prosecuted to where his resources are taken for somebody just because y'all don't necessarily agree with his lifestyle. Then you advocate for him to lose his money. It's crazy. 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 I don't agree. I don't agree. And if we are going down this path, the only thing that I'm asking from people is for y'all to be consistent. Because and I already predicted this, that everything when it comes to these false accusations are going to trickle down onto you. With the way that society is going today and how desperate the majority of people are becoming, you don't think that you are now at some point going to become a target, big dog? You think that just because you dusty and you broke, that they not going to accuse you in order to come up? You think you safe? Men have been being accused for a long time now. This ain't nothing new. You think you safe? You think you safe because he's rich and powerful. What, you think that you're gonna be broke forever? A man's greatest earning potential is around the age of Shannon Sharpe. It's in his late 50s, early 60s. That's the honest to God truth. You don't think that the things that you doing today because you in the streets is gonna come back to bite you when you older? Let me ask y'all a question. And this is a question that I'm going to pose on Tuesday. So for all of my Tuesday night people that like to watch the show and all of that, let me ask y'all a question. What is the proper age gap? I just want definitive statements. I want to know exactly what the proper age gap is per decade: 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. We might as well throw 80 in there while we at it. What is the? I just want to know. I'm not interested in young girls, so this is not a problem for me, and I think that this is a conversation that I can have because I don't ever have to worry about it. What is the proper age gap? I've always said that there's nothing that a 20-year-old could ever have a conversation with me about. You 30-year-old, I'll be looking at you like, baby, you ain't even lived life long enough. Ain't nothing I could talk to you about. You ain't even got no seasoning yet. You just a bust down still. You still trying to heal from your trauma. What's the proper age? What's the proper age gap? No more than 7 years. So that's regardless. So if a person is 60, then that means they shouldn't be talking to anybody less than 53, right? See, you see how divided we are? Some people are saying whatever the age of two consenting adults agree on. Other people are saying it's your age minus 10 or something like that. Is that applicable to somebody that's 30? So if you're 30, can you talk to somebody that's 20? Because she's not able to drink yet. What age is a consenting adult? Some people saying that a woman's frontal lobe is not fully developed until she's 24, 25, 26 years old. Then does that mean that they shouldn't be having sex at all? That means that we need to put chastity belts on y'all in college. If you can't consent at 20, regardless of the age of the person that you're consenting with that's older than you, then that means that you shouldn't be busting it down for a real one at college, then, right? I'm just asking the questions. I'm just asking the questions. But I do know one thing for sure, and two things is for certain. Shannon Sharpe looked drained. He looked absolutely beat the hell to death. He looked like life is kicking his butt right now, and he's trying to hold a strong face, and he's trying to hold it together. And I hope it's not taking a toll on his health. But yeah, man, I don't want to see anybody lose their stuff if they haven't done anything illegal. Real talk. Oh, Stella got her groove back. They had a whole movie about that. Nobody tripped about it. Stella. Should we ban Stella got her groove back? Should we ban the person that made that movie? Stella. Tay Diggs was on there messing with who was it? Was it Angela Bassett? Oh, honey, I'm twice your age, honey. I could be your mama. Yeah, but age isn't nothing but a number. Say Stella. Nobody tripped. All of the women said, "Yeah, girl, Stella got her groove back." Everybody was with it. Everybody was with Stella got her groove back, and now don't nobody want to say nothing. Y'all don't remember that? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyways, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Again, Uncle Shay, I hope everything work out for you, big dog. Um, Y'all said Diggs isn't that much younger than Angela Bassett. Family, it was a acted movie. He wasn't portraying his real age. He was just portraying a young, impressionable man that was broke and didn't have no resources, but was getting involved with an older woman that knew better and could manipulate him, and was controlling his whole situation. You don't remember the premise of the movie? That's cool. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. We'll get there.